Hello, Amanda here with Crafting with Amanda. I hope you're enjoying the Stretch the Sketch Hop today. I know when I found these photos and I saw the sketch, I kind of had a plan right away and I was really excited about it. So then these papers, Sweet as Honey from Close to My Heart, just have the right colors that I needed for kind of the pale prints of these photos, the pale colors that are in the photos. I don't think they're going to overwhelm them, and yet I can work with them and really hopefully make those photos tell the story. I went on the Cricut and I just cut out some music notes because obviously we're singing together. And then I didn't have any of the shortbread cardstock that is recommended for this kit, but I did have some really old champagne cardstock from Close to My Heart, 5-6 years ago old. And so I used it as the base and I think it works out really nicely. I'm trying to honor the sketch with the mat having the rounded corners like it does on the original. And then I put my photos out and I realized that I have everything looking off the edges of the pages. So then I swapped those around and kind of shuffled so that now things are looking towards the center, which just as a visual cue is drawing you to the center of this layout. And again, looking at the sketch, it kind of has these paper wings that are coming left and right of the main image. I have my long piece in the middle. And I know that my sketch, because I'm stretching it, literally I'm stretching it left to right, it ends up being shorter in scale than the original, but I really like that. And the title is originally up on that photo mat, that rounded, black piece, but with so much space to fill left and right and having a long title, I just thought this would work out well. Now, these little honeycomb shapes are from the Sweet as Honey card making kit. There's a die and stamp set that come with that, and the die has the shape in it, and I absolutely love them, so I grabbed that. I knew I'd be able to find a use for them. And then these silver music note circle elements, which I cut from Cricut, and I knew, again, trying to honor the sketch, keeping that circle element, I knew I was going to need that. But this silver paper is actually white, Georgia Pacific cardstock that when we were at the farm, we were painting the grain bins because we had moved them, and so we had sealed them, and then we needed to go ahead and paint them, give them a fresh coat. And it's a oil-based paint that it shines. It absolutely reflects sunlight and it shines. It doesn't have the mirrored image, but it's just really nice. And when we were painting the grain bins, we were cleaning off the rollers and I knew we were just going to throw them away, so I quick ran into the house and grabbed this cardstock and we just painted, I want to say about like 15 sheets with just what was left in the roller of paint. And that's important because later I actually used some of that same paint that I saved for my background splashes of color, excuse me. So here I have in a chicken bouillon jar, because it needed to be a glass jar because the oil paint would have eaten right through plastic. I'm using the packaging technique and taking that green bin paint and kind of just smashing it onto the layout. Mixed media, I'm getting better at it. I'm still new to it, but the packaging technique for me made sense and I got better results than some of the watercolor techniques that I've seen, and just I'm in awe of. And I will try them. I've tried them, not successfully, but I will get there. Now I'm going to just finish off, and I don't know if you saw, but I did mark where I wanted these to be as I had dry fit all of the components on, and I made sure to put a splat right over where I had made that X with a pencil so that I don't have to worry about erasing it. And then I'm just doing the areas that I marked. My one problem with this paint is it is oil-based, and so even after using my heat tool and letting it dry on its own for over an hour, it was still really sticky. So to combat that, I came up with the idea of just covering it with clear embossing powder, and in hindsight, it's actually probably better for the photos that are going to be on this layout to have that oil-based paint kind of trapped in with this seal coat. So I will do that to all the other splats. And now I'm realizing as I come back, I put all the pieces back out again. I like to dry fit and see where things are going. That my main photo, it wasn't standing out enough. It didn't have enough oomph. So I'm grabbing some of the Sundance cardstock along with the mint gray cardstock, and I'm going to double matte this photo to give it a little more presence and weight on this layout. So I will do that off camera, and through the magic of video, voila. Well, then I realized by adding those mattes, I made the photo too big, so I needed the larger size of these two black pieces. So just swap those around here, and then I'm moving everything down. It gave it a better feel for the banner stuff in the corner, the title. It's funny how for me, this layout just kind of evolved from the beginning to the end, and that's why I dry fit. I know some people put their stuff down right away, and I could probably do that, but I like this evolving process. So I have my 3 areas of the black notes, and now everything is glued down, and in the process of moving things off, I lost one of the dots for my eyes, so I replaced those with the black pieces. And then again, from that card making workshop, Sweet as Honey, the die cut B works perfectly with the pattern paper of this. So I cut out a couple of those, and I'm just adding them to that honeycomb. I kind of wonder in hindsight if I would have liked this layout better, and maybe I will before I put it in an album, of filling some of those honeycomb pieces with some of the centers that came out so it looks like it's filled with honey. And now I need to add my journaling. So I'm just taking a black journaling pen, and on the ruler I'm marking a specific length because I didn't want the journaling to be too big. And you can't even see those lines. You don't have to worry about erasing them because unless you're in the very right light, you don't even see those. So I used my white gel pen and wrote my journaling. I'm adding another of these honeycomb die cuts with some of the centerpieces. Like I said, I have tons of those lying around right now, so I'll probably go back and add some of those into the honeycomb pieces that are on this layout. Just add the date of this event, and this layout is done. So be sure to go check out all the rest of the people and see how they have stretched the sketch this month. The list is in my description. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to join our community. Here's another video you may be interested in, and I hope you have a very blessed day. Thank you.